Hello everybody, Nerd in Texoma back with another video for y'all. Um, as y'all can expect, what's been in the works for a while, yet another Transformer video. I know it's just a kick that I'm on right now, something that I can get to and talk about and all that, something that's easy for me. Well, I'm still waiting on disability to be approved. Still waiting on trying to find a part-time job that can work with my disability and not affect my disability approval and all that. So, yeah, just got to keep on going. All right, well, today's video is going to be about another knockoff Transformer, or actually two or three of them. What I'm talking about today is the cheap, oversized knockoff of the G1 Soundwave figure. Actually, it's the Sound Blaster figure that I got years ago as a fill-in and replacement for the Masterpiece Soundwave. But then I actually, a few years later, was actually able to get a knockoff clear Masterpiece Soundwave. Now, this is the Masterpiece clear knockoff Soundwave. As y'all know, I like clear figures, especially for figures that have died in the series. And Soundwave technically didn't die in the American series. He died in Headmasters over in Japan, the Japanese animated series Headmasters. He and Blaster had a battle to the death, and both ended up killing each other. But then Soundwave got rebuilt into Sound Blaster, who was basically the exact same figure, except he was molded in black instead of blue. And the tape deck here was reworked to include the ability to put two tapes in at the same time. Whereas the original Soundwave, you can only put one tape in at a time. Now, yeah, the Masterpiece, you can put multiple tapes in at the same time. But yeah, I was able to pick up this this clear knockoff Soundwave Masterpiece figure after I got the knockoff oversized G1, which I used as my stand-in for a Masterpiece Soundwave. I won't be transforming the actual knockoff Masterpiece because it's clear, fragile. Some of the joints on this thing are very, very tight. And yeah, I like it, but I'm scared of it. I'll try and find a picture of it in robot mode and post it up here or over here or wherever. But yeah, I'll try and find a picture. I probably should be able to. It's fairly common. But this is actually the exact duplicate of the original G1 Soundwave, except this is based off of the Japanese Sound Blaster mold. You can see he's got a bigger tape deck. The original Soundwave, it would go flush against his chest. It wouldn't stick out like this. And the original, the hinges here wouldn't be on the tape player buttons. It'd actually be flush into his chest. Now, I don't have an original Soundwave or Sound Blaster in this good a condition. I have a knockoff of the original G1 Sound Blaster, and I have the Walmart reissue from about 5 or 7 years ago of Soundwave, but it was using the Sound Blaster hinges here for the tape deck, but it was modified back to the tape deck door actually being flush in the chest. So it doesn't have all of the Sound Blaster features. It has more of the Sound Wave features. This knockoff, oh gosh, I think I got it for about 10 or 15 bucks. And it comes with 2 tapes. It comes with Ravage and Laserbeak. Now, Laserbeak is around here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. But I've got Ravage, who is usually in the tape deck here. And it's got this cool little cardboard Ravage insert that I just keep in the tape deck all the time. I think he looks cool, you know, having a tape in there, so I just leave him in there. Some of this figure has been very simplified, but pretty much it's still exactly the same. Doesn't have any die cast in it at all. Now, I've misplaced one of his battery weapons here, but it transforms just like the original Soundwave. You flip the legs down like that, take them out from the side, turn them around. Hear a bag rustling over there, and look over at Carl to see what the heck he's getting into. Hey, leave it alone, buddy. And you flip out the arms, flip down the hands, flip up the head, and put that right back in the side there. And there you have the knockoff masterpiece fill-in of Soundwave. Now, as you can see, or not see, the head and face is not painted correctly. The eyes are painted lower from where they should be. I don't believe he should have the red up here on his horns. But the rest of the figure is pretty much decorated exactly how Soundwave should be. And yes, you'll have the weird knockoff Decepticon logo, who is on a lot of the cheaper knockoff figures, and they just used that logo for both Autobot and Decepticon. So you'll see the really cheap Superion, who is an Autobot uh, box set with that same logo on it, just in red. So, but this has all of the same posability as the original G1 does, although it's all in plastic, so it feels very light. There's like no weight to it. It's loose in certain areas, but it's tight in others. Still, like I say, ejects the tape and comes all the way down. The original Soundwave, since the hinge mechanism was a little bit more internal, it only came out to about there. Using the Sound Blaster version of the mold with the hinge point being down in the tape buttons, you can get it all the way open like that. But yeah, there's like no weight to this thing. It's very loose. And then his one cassette minion that I know of where he is right now, I don't know where Laserbeak is, comes out, transforms almost exactly the same as the original G1 Ravage, with the exception of they simplified the mold here, so they took out the hinge points where his paws connect to his legs. So he's always kind of tippy-toeing around. But other than that, you know, he's the exact same as the original Ravage. I think I've seen most pose him like that. Kind of look like he's laying, so it'll kind of stand up somewhat. Original G1 figures were horrid on posing to begin with. When they simplify it and make a knockoff of it, yeah, usually there's a lot worse that happens to him. You know, like I said, they molded out his paws, so he can't stand worth a flip. But it's an oversized Ravage. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a original sized close at hand to show you all the size difference, but there is a pretty big size difference. I mean, I believe for the original Soundwave, we're looking at right about to there, give or take, would be how tall the original Soundwave was. At the top of his head, you know, would come up to right about there on his arm. So, yeah, like I say, is a stand-in, you know, for display purposes on the shelf and all that, you know, for a masterpiece Soundwave. I think this was a good buy. It's a good figure. I've actually got two of these, and again, mostly everything is in storage, or a lot of things are in storage. And I originally wanted to repaint one of these guys into Sound Blaster, so take them apart and turn all the blue parts black, you know, since he actually has the Sound Blaster cassette deck. And then I'd have a Masterpiece Sound Blaster, a Masterpiece knockoff Oversized G1 Soundwave, and then my dead Masterpiece knockoff Soundwave. So, but I think you can still find these for about $15, maybe 20 or so. You know, looking on eBay and AliExpress and stuff like that. If you want a desk bot, don't want to spend I think they go for about 50 or so for the Walmart reissues. Sometimes you can find the KO figure for about 40. Usually it goes for about 50. You know, if you don't have one of those or don't have access to that, but really want a Soundwave figure, you know, for $15, hey, you might be able to find him. All right, Nerd in Texoma. Hope y'all like this video. See you in the next one. Bye.